What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about how within the human body, right? So I'm talking about the human body and the nervous system and the pain receptors we feel as humans, and how like we're always in a constant like battle, or we're always in a constant struggle of like learning how to go through life, learning how to cope through life, battling our nervous system through our addictions, through our like again pain receptors. So like just going through life dealing with addictions, right? So let's get to it. So obviously in life, every human being, we all experience some type of addiction, right? We all experience some type of like mental struggle when it comes to like addictions. Addictions can come into many forms. It can come into like eating food. I know I have that. Even though I consider myself to be like in good shape, or to be, or my weight is pretty healthy, but at the same time I do get addicted to food, and I waste a lot of money because of food, especially snacks. And when it comes to like sweets and all that, it's always good to find the right balance. But when you overdo it, then I feel like that's a problem, and that's what I deal with a lot. And I've noticed that like whenever I eat food, I'm not eating it because my body needs it, but I'm more so eating it just so I could cope with life, right? Um, and I'm really am trying to get to the root cause of it. And again, I'm not a professional, I'm not a health expert, but I think I do know why. This video is gonna be all over the place, but I think the reason why I'm so like addicted to eating food and to like eating sweets, this and that, is because like I'm constantly escaping. Like I'm escaping from reality, like, and it's because it gets complicated. So like I feel like not just with me, but a lot of people in general, we all escape from reality in some way. And I feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that we have a lot of unlimited freedom. We have a lot of unlimited freedom. We're like, I want to say everyone, but most people, we work at these jobs that cost so much time and effort, right? And if you love what you do, then that's a good thing. But what I'm saying is that like you can't really travel around the world. You can't meet different types of people like that. Well, at least for me. So I'm talking about from my experience. So me, like, I currently don't have a car. I don't have a vehicle, right? So I can't meet different types of people. I can't really explore around my horizons like that. There's a reason why I don't have a car at the moment, but basically I got robbed of money. But that's a different topic. So now I can't now to save up money and build my credit just so I could buy a vehicle, you know. But that's a different topic. But yeah, but yeah. Um, so like for me, like, it gets kind of tricky. So if I were to have a car and a vehicle, right? If I were to meet different types of people, if I were to, because if I have a car right now, I'll fucking explore off post. So me, I'm in the military, right? So like I live on post, and on post is cool. There are things to do there, but like it's just so limited. But even before I enlisted, like growing up, I never had a car, so like I was always stuck at a park. I was always stuck at a living area to where like I can't really expand my horizons like that, right? So it sucked. So I always wanted a car growing up, but I always struggled financially, either with like people stealing my money or just me not having financial knowledge or awareness, right? So I feel like that's the main reasons, but one of the reasons why I fall into bad habits and addictions is because I don't have as much freedom to expand my horizons like that when it comes to like exploring different areas around the city, traveling to different states, or even meeting different types of people, like going to bars, going to clubs, or going to like a movie theater, or going to different types of restaurants, just exploring everything this world has to offer, right? I never get to experience like that, and when I do, I gotta take Uber, and it costs a lot of money. So it's like I feel like when it comes to my life, I feel so restricted. And I'm not trying to sound ungrateful or anything, but like I got what I need, like the career. I'm in the military, and I always wanted to be in the military, so that's my career. I love what I do, but at the same time, it's like I feel restricted. So I got what I want, but not what I need. So maybe that's the cause of why I when it comes to addictions, like I escape it through eating a lot of junk food and shit like that, right? Or just I waste a lot of money when it comes to food. But more so, I feel like we all experience when it comes to addictions, we all go through these things. We all battle out. We all go through a mental struggle because we're not satisfied with life. We're not satisfied with the position we're in life. We're not satisfied with the types of people we're around with, right? And I feel like part of life is learning how to get out of that situation. I feel like part of life is to experience the shit you don't want just so you can find ways to get out of your situation. And I feel like the life, the universe, God or spirit or whatever you believe in will will pretty much guide us on the steps we need to take to get out of our situation. Sometimes it gets complicated because this is my own opinion. Maybe from a spiritual perspective, we're meant to be stuck into certain situations. Like, have you ever been in situations where like you always like you really want to get out of it, but for some reason you just seem to like can't get out of your situation, or just the fact that we're even born or put into situations you don't want to be in, right? And I feel like it's part of life to overcome obstacles and setbacks so we can believe in ourselves, so we could like experience achievement and experience like it's a good feeling of going through something you don't want to experience but you overcoming it, right? So I feel like God or life or spirit will kind of test us in a way where they'll put us in a situation where like we don't want to be in, but now we have to rely on our inner strength. And if you're religious, then maybe God wants to test your faith towards the Creator, just so you can get out of these tough situations, right? And that can apply to anything in life. When it comes to food, when it comes to your work situation, when it comes to people you're around with. So when it comes to life, you just got to view life as like a big ass test, pretty much, you know. Or maybe life is designed like that, or maybe it's not, because it gets complicated. Because when it comes to spirituality and how life is, there's so much perspectives out there. You know what I'm saying? Some people will say like everything's programmed, everything's bullshit. Like this whole world's corrupted. So we're meant to be mind controlled to live a life a certain way. To like we're forced to be in a situation we don't want to be in, so we can overcome it. Others may say is that like maybe it's just naturally like life is since naturally life is just like this, where like everything is so restricted and corrupt because of the history of like people taking over and like all this world corruption, that like we are all meant to experience shit we don't like. This is why people call this the Matrix. People call this a prison planet, is because a lot of people are miserable, and that's the case. It's kind of true, because this is why a lot of people have addictions when it comes to drugs, when it comes to food, when it comes to sex, when it comes to like all this shit where people are constantly escaping. So it could be the world, but it could also be it could I could be wrong, but maybe it could be the human experience in general. Maybe the human experience is naturally just shitty, where like the human being requires so much things just to be satisfied. I could be dead wrong. Maybe the reason why maybe it seemed like that is because of our programming from growing up, and it makes sense because growing up, we're all prone to these addictions. Like for example, all the foods we're eating, most of it, not all of it, but most of it has a lot of chemicals, right? So all these chemicals in these foods, it forces us to be addicted to these foods. This is why some people become obese and extremely overweight, is because they're addicted, and it's hard to break free from these addictions. It's even scientifically proven that these foods have like chemicals that could be just as addicting as drugs like crack or cocaine or shit like that, right? There's even certain foods that candies that's banned in certain countries because of the amount of addictive chemicals it has that's harmful to the human body, right? This is why like some people are able to fast and not eat as much for long periods of time, while you have other people who can't fast for like a day, and they'll go and their body will just self-destruct because they're going through a withdrawal. Me, like if I were to fast for even a day, like my whole body will feel horrible. Like I feel like I'm going through a withdrawal. I feel like my body can't take it, and it's like I'm always in a mental struggle. Like, I need food, especially when it comes to sweets. I'm very addicted to sweets. I love sweets, but it's just crazy how much money I waste because of food. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you have some breatharians here and there, but life, I view life as a constant, like it's a hard ass test, it's a fucking gamble. This is why like I don't take life personally, because life is just so painful, it is painful if it's more so like you just got to get off your comfort zone, and this is where you get your ego from. And I've learned these from other people. I'm not making this on my own. So like I got these from different channels and stuff like that. I'm just coming up with my own conclusion, or I'm coming up with my own words, I guess. I'm all over the place. It's speaking from how my perspective, I guess. But hang on, I gotta sneeze. Okay, I thought I was gonna sneeze, but I guess this is where you get your ego from, because, fuck, where was I? Um, where was I? I lost track, but this is where you get your ego from. Where like, you don't. Damn, I lost what I was gonna say. Um, yeah, but when it comes to addictions and like stuff like that, like it's just crazy how prone people are more prone to addictions like that, and it's the nature of the society, of this human experience. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like as human beings, at least we could be living in a false environment where like we're not supposed to be working at these 9 to 5 jobs, to where like, because we're a lot of people are forced to do things they don't want to do because of money. But it's weird because just because I say that, I'm not saying I have the solutions to make this world a better place. Maybe I do. Maybe like just maybe the government or people in power, maybe they need to make the money system a lot more balanced. It's so restricted and corrupt. This is why we still have homeless people. We're in 2023. We shouldn't have homeless people. We shouldn't have like third world countries struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like we have people being overworked and underpaid. People are struggling just to get by. Just the fact that we need credit, or we need to understand about credit. Schools don't teach us about credit. Schools don't teach us about how to build a credit score. Schools don't teach us how to become financially successful. Schools don't teach us that. And even if they do, which they don't, they don't go into depth. So that's how you know we live in a fucking scam fucking system, they're just which is fucking useless. You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit. They don't teach us shit about finances. You know, like no institution teaches anything about finances. You know what I'm saying? Even I feel like the military, it doesn't teach. Or I feel like it doesn't give emphasis on the soldiers about the importance of finances. They do give out briefs when it comes to finances, but I feel like they should they should do it a lot more. You know what I'm saying? They don't inform people to experience financial freedom or how to be financially successful. And I always find that weird. I don't know why this world never teach people how to become financially successful. Me, I came from parents who never taught me about finances, who never taught me how to be prepared for this world. I feel like they did the best they can, but they just didn't have the mental intelligence or emotional intelligence or self awareness to kind of give a fuck, pretty much, if that makes sense. They're not bad people. They just had a lot of trauma and a lot of like unhealed trauma and pain, and they have a lot of they had like they're lacking in self awareness. So they never really taught me how to go about this world. Like all this shit I had to learn on my own, pretty much, and through the internet and through life experiences. Obviously, I'm still learning, but all the information I learned when it comes to like credit, finances, and I got all that shit from YouTube, and I still am learning to this day. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot of things on YouTube when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to health, when it comes to like boundaries, when it comes to mental health, healing, getting better at a certain job or craft, or at a skill, learning about math and education. That's where I learned all my information from, was the YouTube, through the internet. And I love the internet so much because you could learn an abundance amount of information. But what sucks is that like since the government controls the internet, they could shut that shit down anytime, and that's my biggest fear, because the internet is my biggest fucking ally, or yeah, or assets, pretty much. But when it comes to life and shit, you know what I'm saying? Um, because sometimes I'm using the internet and be like, wow, this is too good to be true, because you can learn so much through the internet. You know what I'm saying? I love it so much. But yeah, I feel like every human being living in this world, they all battle through some type of addictions. They all go through some type of mental struggle. This is why you always see people either fall into like smoking, drinking, or eating. You know what I'm saying? So me, I fall into the category of eating. I tend to overeat. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I fast, I can't focus. My emotions act up. So you know, but it's just crazy how much these foods and these addictions have an effect on us. Originally, this video was going to be about addictions, but more so I feel like this video is gonna be more about food addictions. But it's hard. It's a constant process. But my theory is that like, and all the things I'm talking about, you could actually talk that to like a professional therapist or like a mental health professional, and they'll give you insights on how to overcome it or what's the cause of it. There are scientific reasons behind that, but but yeah, but I feel like from a spiritual perspective, or just whatever, I feel like the reason why, at least for me, why I'll fall into bad habits and addictions, even with sleeping, like I don't have addictions to eating. I have bad habits when it comes to like sleeping, when it comes to like, you know, there's other stuff like that, and it's because we're not satisfied with where we're at in life. We're very limited. This society, this world keeps us very limited. You can't really do anything unless if you have a lot of money, and it's crazy how like if you make a lot of money, the more freedom you have, and I feel like that's very kind of fucked up. I mean, it sounds good on paper, but like I don't know, man. It's just like you just gotta do so much. I mean, some people rob, some people get lucky, but for the most part, you gotta do so much just to gain a lot of financial um freedom. You know what I'm saying? So you can live life how you want to live life. You know what I'm saying? Imagine we live in a world where like people were able to build their own system, and they could do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I'm saying? Will it be a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure. Because you know how people are. People are fucking animalistic and barbaric and crazy. So maybe some people might have their own system. They might do some fuck shit. But, or I could be wrong. People may have their own system, but like maybe they created their own military or like they have their own security. And now they could do as they please. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is I feel like the main issue of this world is finances, money. There's a lot of like financial restrictions. There's a lot of like money restrictions, and I feel like if the money system was as corrupted, I feel like this world would be a much better environment. I could be dead fucking wrong because it depends on the person. It depends on a person's life mission, their life path. So you really never know. But what I'm saying is that like the reason why at times I fall into bad habits and addictions is because I'm not satisfied with life because I have less financial freedom where I can't really travel around the world. I can't meet different types of people. I can't expand or explore my horizons because of finances. And that gets me depressed because I feel so stuck in life. I feel like I'm always in a constant cycle, karmic cycle in my life where like I feel so stuck. I feel so eliminated to the point where like I can't really travel around like that. You know what I'm saying? This is why. But what I did learn is that like in any environment I'm in or in any situation I'm in, my I learned is that like I tried to make the best out of my situation or the best out of my environment, and I try to get the most out of my environment. So, for example, yes, I don't have a car. I can't travel around like that, but at least I got a gym nearby. At least I got hiking trails nearby where I could work out and do cardio. Me, I'm a runner, so like I love running in these trails. It's a huge open field, and I could do my cardio there. And I love going to the gym. So whenever I feel any some type of distress or anger, I'll go to the gym and work out. Or like I'm thankful I got a bed so I could work on my meditations and breath work. I'm thankful I got the internet and the computer, so why not just indulge into having access to a computer, to the internet, and focus on my skills and the things I love, and it will bypass time, and while I'm doing it I can save money, and so I'm not really bored. I'm just pursuing my passions and the things I enjoy most, and saving money is gonna go by extremely fast. It's not gonna feel like I'm waiting so long because especially since time is speeding up so fast, it's like I ain't gotta trip as much or I ain't gotta wait as much. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to perspectives or making the best out of your situation. You just gotta make the best out of your situation. Also, what helps me is that like I'll have a lot of gratitude. So like if I'm stuck in a situation to where I don't want to, where like if I just like for example, if I really want a car but I don't have the finance to buy a car at the moment, then I'd be like, well, at least I'm not in jail. At least I'm not in prison, because if you're in jail and prison, you have a limited access. You can't even go outside as much. You know what I'm saying? You can't really like just do things as much. At least with me, I'm not in jail. I'm not in prison. So if I want to go somewhere, I can use Uber. Yes, I may waste money, but at least I'm able to travel a little bit, or at least I could do the things I want without staying in a cell. So that's what I'm getting at. So you gotta have gratitude. You gotta make the best out of your situation. Try to find things that make the best out of your situation. So when it comes to life, I feel like it's all about perspectives. It's all about perspectives. It's all about how you uh, look at things. You know what I'm saying? And this is why when people say the mind is so powerful, because you can really in it doesn't matter what circumstance you're in. Sometimes it does, but for the most times, or at least sometimes, like if you're able to change your mindset, then you can really go far and ahead and make the most out of your situation. And you hear stories of like that, where like some people they're born into poverty and they're able to make millions or make something out of themselves because of their mindset. And not just that, but it can be anything in general. But it's just crazy how much money controls us. You know what I'm saying? I've learned a valuable lesson this year when it comes to like money. Me, I don't agree no more. I don't agree with borrowing, letting people borrow my money. And it's so weird because lately I've been having a lot of motherfuckers. I've been having a lot of people constantly asking me for money, like left and right. And I'm proud of myself because I'm telling these people no, I'm not gonna pay it back. And I'll tell them, ask your friends or your family members. Why are you asking me? You know what I'm saying? So like it's weird because like there are times where like people who I haven't talked to in like months, and they'll ask me like 5 months, 4 months, and they'll DM me on my Instagram, and they'll be like, "Hey, I want to borrow $25 so I could like do this and that," and I'm like, first off, who the fuck are you to ask me that? And this person asked politely, but in my mind was like, first off, who the fuck are you to ask money for that? I'm not sure is maybe I view things differently, or maybe my morals and beliefs are different compared to most people. But like, you just don't ask a random person for fucking money. First, ask your friends and family members. They're the main priorities. This is why people ask me if they want to borrow money. I always tell them, ask your friends and your family members. You know what I'm saying? So why that? So out of all the people, out of all the connections, and she doesn't even know me like that, and this guy doesn't even know me like that. The people who are asking me for money, they don't even know me like that. We barely know each other. You don't even know what my lifestyle is. You don't even know that I have a YouTube channel. You don't even know that like what the fuck I do for a living. So out of all your connections, out of all your family members and friends and people you're close to, you're gonna ask me that you barely fucking know for money. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? People are that fucking like. It shows how sick people are in my opinion, because they think people are that dumb to where like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I hate people. Like people are selfish. Like a lot of people in my life, I don't view them in the right light. I don't respect them at all, but I'm forced to be around these people. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks. So this when it comes to work situations, it sucks when like you're forced to be around people you don't want to be in, and you gotta recognize these karmic cycles to where like if people are draining your energy, if people are constantly making your life worse, try to recognize and try to set boundaries and try to learn how to overcome that shit. You know what I'm saying? By either get the fuck away from these people or be forced to be around these people, which most people experience that through these work situations. Um, Try to find ways to set boundaries and to stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or just learn from these people. Don't be like them. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm trying to. That's what I'm currently trying to learn from these karmic cycles, so I can break these karmic cycles, so it won't happen again. You know what I'm saying? But it all deals with boundaries and trauma like that. But yeah, it's crazy how much these addictions have such a control on us. But not only that, but time is speeding up. So everyone's lifestyle is different. So I can't really say this for everyone, but for me, is like me. I'm a busy guy, so like in the military, like you wake up, you do PT, then from like PT starts at 6:30 to around 7:30, and once that's over, I take a shower, get dressed, and go to work, and some people they could get out whenever they want. Like they could get released like around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And me, you usually just stay until like 4 o'clock or like maybe 5, depending on what things I got to do. But like, and then once I leave, once I get back to my barracks room, is like I feel tired, I feel sluggish. So like I like take a long ass nap, and once I wake up from that nap, it's already like 7 or 8, and then I gotta clean my room, and then I gotta take a shower, and then I gotta eat this and that, and once I'm done with all that, it's already like 12 or 2 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? So no, I don't have time to study. I don't have time to work on my hobbies or like my side goals and shit like that. So like, those are the challenges I face when time is speeding up, especially during the weekends. Is when like when I'm not working, I'll observe how the days are, and even then, the days are still going by a lot faster, and that would piss me off because it's like, damn, I can't even enjoy my day off because time is speeding up so fast. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's a hard. It's an adjustment, you know. But and there's many theories on why time is speeding up, and you know what I'm saying. But it's just crazy. It's a huge adjustment, but so I feel like that also plays a role or a reason why I tend to feel addicted at times because as time is speeding up, it gets me very stressed, and I feel like I'm always constantly in a rush. And when I'm always constantly in a rush, then I get stressed, and then I fall into bad habits like eating foods, like sweets and desserts, to give myself that temporary comfort. Because you know when you eat certain foods, it like has all these chemicals that will kind of trick your brain. You know what I'm saying? Just like drugs. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's this society, it's this matrix that fucks everything up, that kind of fucks with us. This is why a lot of people have addictions. I wonder if this world wasn't corrupted, if we wouldn't live in this um worldly corrupt situation we're in. I wonder if people would still have the same addictions as they did if as today in this as people are living in this world, or like if we were living in our natural environment where like there's no corruption. I wonder if we were able to still have addictions, or maybe the not naturally the human experience is naturally painful, hard, challenging, and just shitty, to where like we all got to experience some type of addiction. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been interacting with people, and I do this myself as well. And maybe it is social programming, or maybe it is like just how we are, but like, or maybe it's normal, but like, have you noticed if you're interacting with people and you try to recognize your own thoughts as well, in your own conversations, that like all we do is complain. All we do is all we do is complain, bitch and moan, on how much we don't want to work, on how much our shitty our day was, or or how tired we are, and how much we hate life. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever I'm interacting with people, that's all they talk about, or like they'll give out that vibe or energy. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. You know, don't be fake. You know, I rather deal with someone who's real than fake. You know, so this is why it's always important to like spread positivity or even fake positivity. But even then, it depends on the person. Some people like it, some people don't. But at least it uplifts people's moods, and I recognize that like at times I feel like people, they just don't want to be in work, or they're fucking tired, or like they got a lot of negative things to say when it comes to life. So like I'll tend to act positive or bring that fake positivity, so I could brighten up their day, and I could brighten up my day as well too. So because like I said, the mind is very powerful. So you just got to look at the good in every situation, even especially if you're forced to be around at a certain situation. You always got to look the good in it, so it will get out of your situation, or you'll be less miserable. And when you're less miserable, you won't fall into like bad habits and bad addictions that will make your situation a lot worse. You know, but since everything's all about perspective, you could look at a bad situation that you don't want to be in as a good thing or a bad thing. You know, so it's all about the mind. But it's always good to look at the positives in any situation that you're forced to be in, that you can't get out. So it will cause less suffering, I guess, but it takes work. You, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not sure if I should continue this video because there's a lot of thoughts I want to get. I'm just getting out my thoughts pretty much, but yeah, but it's just crazy how time is speeding up so fast. Like the days go by a lot fast. I'm happy. I mean, it's Friday, so like I might just go sleep for a little bit. Then once I'm done with work, I finally get to have a couple of days off. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that how in the weekends, we only truly have one day off when it comes to weekends. The average person works from Monday to Friday, but our only true day off is Saturday. And people may say, "Oh, but you got a day off on Sunday." Not really, because on Sunday, people are focused on how they're going to prepare themselves to wake up for work. So you're not really enjoying Sunday because you're focusing on work, because you got to sleep at a certain time. You can't stay up as late or do the things you want compared to Saturday. And even from a spiritual perspective, Saturday, I forgot, but I think Saturday it deals with like Saturn. So like Saturday, it shouldn't be like a day off when it comes to spirituality. It's like Saturday is the real work day. Saturday is the real Monday, according to spirituality. I heard something like that, which is interesting. So this is why, like, or at least for me, I've noticed in every Saturdays I tend to feel a lot of heavy emotions, and I don't feel as energetic compared to Sunday. When it comes to Sunday, I feel a lot more energetic. Maybe because it has to deal with the energies and the astrological influences and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I've heard like Sunday is supposed to be the real Monday, and Thursday is supposed to be like an off day from a spiritual perspective. So who knows? But it's crazy how we truly only have one day off. But it is what it is, man. But yeah, and that's the thing too. Like that's what sucks about like this system though. Like if you're struggling to make money, you're gonna have less freedom. So like, how you supposed to find your romantic partner? How are you supposed to find your love interest? You can't, because you don't have the freedom to explore or to find your soulmate or your significant other like that. Because you're stuck. You're in the mercy of life, of the not life, but you're in the mercy of this world pretty much, because they control money. They control your life pretty much. You know, but it's all about perspective. You got to look at things from their perspective, and this is where you get your purpose from. This is where you get you being in the right alignment. Shout out to Chauncey Wan. Check out Chauncey Wan's YouTube channel. He talks about the importance of being in alignment and being on your purpose. He mentioned something like, if you're on your purpose, if you're in the right alignment, money issues and the things you want, that wouldn't be an issue. All those things are naturally going to come to you. As long as you're on your purpose, you're in the right alignment energetically, spiritually, and you're able to get the things you want gradually, you know, over time and shit. Because when you're on a purpose, life is gonna see that and be like, okay, we're gonna take care of you, so you make sure you have the things you want, so you can fulfill your purpose and your alignment. Shout out to Chauncey Wan, because he mentioned that pretty much. So, but that's all I gotta say. But it's just crazy how much addictions really control us, and it's because we're not satisfied with this world. We're not satisfied with this society we're living in, and it takes guts. It takes courage. It takes getting out of your comfort zone. It takes a lot of confidence and a certain amount of delusion and belief in yourself to change your situation, so you can improve it. Some people, they don't want to change their situations, and I'm guilty of it too. We're like, we get so hesitant because we're afraid of what people might think of us. We're afraid of taking risks in life. This is why it's always important to take risks in life, because if you're not satisfied with life, you gotta take a risk. You gotta take a gamble sometimes, so you could make your life a lot better, or at least you'll feel a lot satisfied with life. You know. But that's all I gotta say. Always do the healing work. Always trying to figure out your purpose. Always soul search and do what you love. Don't overthink life. Learn from any experiences you're in. Try to make the best out of any situation. Always change your mindset. The mindset is very powerful. Remain optimistic and always find the good in the things you don't want to be in, and you'll be surprised in how much better results you'll get in life, and how much you're able to change your life for the better. And that's all I got to say. And have a good one, and good luck to you. And always have a tunnel vision. Don't get side swapped by like life. Life can be negative, and even people, but don't let them affect you. Focus, follow your heart, focus on what you love, and become great at it. And good luck to you. Peace.